Roger and Kathleen can come to the phone right now, but please do leave a message and we'll call you back as soon as possible. Hello, this is Leatherbridge 4960590. I'm sorry, but neither Roger and Kathleen can come to the phone right now, but please do leave a message and we'll call you back as soon as possible.
Dad! Come in.
How's your head?
Recovered, thank you. Listen, Karen, about Friday night...
You had it, didn't you?
I don't usually.
It's about time you let your hair down.
So how was your weekend?
It's really good.
Oh, yeah?
Well, let's say that me and Rob had a bit of catching up to do. I think he found my new role as Major Crime Buster a bit of a turn-on.
I'm not surprised. It isn't every day you go around wearing a major vice ring, is it?
Rob said that Joe Meredith would go bad one day. They're not quite that bad.
There was me, oblivious to it all.
Well, you were getting jiggy on the dance floor with Dave. I thought you might go home with him.
Do you know, I would have done, till I found out there was a Mrs. Dave.
Oh. Did Jimmy get back all right?
Yeah, I spoke to him over the weekend.
Good. Because the other night, before it all kicked off, I really upset him.
It's comforting.
You don't seem that comforted to me.
I just get a little overwhelmed sometimes.
Well, how do you think it makes me feel? Hearing her speaking every time I ring.
I'm sorry, I didn't think.
You're not the only one struggling with all this, Dad.
I've tried to get on with things just as they were.
What, laying two places? What's that all about?
You know your mother and I liked our routines. You can't expect me to stop just like that.
I can't stand by and watch you do this to yourself, Dad. I think you should see a doctor.
I'm fine, really.
No, you're not. You're a mess. I'll take the morning off work and see if we can get you an emergency appointment at the mill.
There's really no need.
Yes, there is. I've had enough. It's about time you started to pull yourself together.
I was surprised he told you, because normally he doesn't like talking about it.
Well, I forced it out of him in a nice way.
I can imagine.
I didn't want him to be on his own with it.
Well, by and large, I think he handles it really well.
Yeah, but if he could get rid of it, if he could stop the hand washing...
He has tried.
He'd save a fortune in soap. Now, really, I know that this is a big deal for Jimmy. I also know I've probably blundered into things all wrong, but I really want to help him if I can.
Well, no one's doubting that.
And he's the last person in the world that I want to upset.
So how does it work again, this...
Immersion and exposure therapy. Well, you force yourself to confront what scares you the most, and then the more you do it, the less frightening it becomes.
I can see the logic of it. I'm just not sure if it's right for Jimmy.
Well, will you at least read these? There's loads of stuff out there. I've been on the internet.
You have been busy, haven't you?
I really think that this is what Jimmy's looking for, and if you backed me up, he'd be more likely to listen.
Well, let me have a read of it and then we can talk later.
Thank you, Julia.
Pork pie?
Well, men like pork pies. Well, Rob does anyway.
Okay.
If you don't want it.
Oh, no, I'll savour every mouthful with chips and ketchup.
Stop it. I felt bad about the other night. I didn't mean to upset you.
Nah, it's forgotten. Nearly getting arrested helped with that.
I thought you were very convincing.
I was a paedophile, thanks very much.
Sorry.
Police were after him for a while, apparently.
So we're mates again?
Yeah, I think we always were.
Good. Because if you have second thoughts, I've got to let you
Yeah,
change.
thanks. No, thanks.
Sorry. Can I help?
Roger Parnell. I phoned earlier to see Dr. Clay.
Roger, so sorry to hear about Kathleen.
Thank you. We were so grateful for everything you did towards the end.
Just doing my job.
Everyone's been so kind.
Would you like to come through?
Is it all right if I come too? I'm his daughter.
Is that okay with you, Roger?
Whatever you think is best.
She had another stroke. It was a relief at the end after all the suffering. But he's taken it very hard.
Of course.
It would have been our 40th anniversary next week. I'd bought her a present. A ruby ring.
Oh, I'm sure she'd have loved it, Dad.
Do you think so?
I'm trying to get him to look at the positives.
Well, it is tough, losing somebody.
Well, at least you've got the house back. After all those nurses and carers traipsing through the place every 5 minutes.
At least they were there.
I did my best, Dad. I thought you'd be glad to get back to your old routines.
But most of them involved your mother. And now she's not there. There's just such an emptiness.
It does get easier, trust me.
So they say. But that point when life becomes bearable again, it seems such a long way off. I'm not sure I can get there without her.